video. The video came from Biz's webcam and shows the party mentioned in the IM. You'll recognize a few faces. And finally, the slide deck, which lays out the plan. The world has to know the truth. An anonymous source.
So, thank you. In the binder, there's exhibits 4, 5, and 6. 5 somehow is a animated video that sits inside a binder. So, Your Honor, I'd ask your permission to show exhibits 4, 5, and 6 to the jury and move them into evidence.
Any objection to publication and edition?
So, Mr. Stroker, if you would, maybe take control of the bailiff's computer. I don't think he's going to mind.
No.
So this is Exhibit 4. Could you please explain to the jury what Exhibit 4 is?
This was the IM chat attached to the email. It's a chat between Biz Zuckerson and somebody named Sheeta NMRC.
And again, this was found on the journalist's computer.
This was on the journalist's computer.
Okay, and if you could read that IM chat.
So Biz Zuckerson says to Sheeta NMRC, yeah, so if you ever need info about anyone, just ask. I have over 500 million emails, pictures, addresses. Sheeta NMRC. What? How'd you manage that one? Biz Zuckerson. I don't know why. They trust me, dumb fucks. Anyway, I'm sorry you're going to miss my evil plot party, Winky. Sheeta NMRC. Evil plot party? What's that? Biz Zuckerson. Oh, you know, get all of my rich and powerful peeps together, coordinate our plot for world domination. Oprah's got some crazy-ass ideas, I got to say. And Bill Clinton, well, you know him, Winky. But I think my plan is pretty tight.
Okay. Thank you. Now, if we will turn to Exhibit 5, which the judges said we can show the jury. So what is Exhibit 5?
So, I'm sorry, Exhibit 5 was an excerpt from the video that was also seized from the journalist's laptop.
And can you play the video? Were you able to get this?
I was, after much playing around and actually getting the right application loaded, I am able to play this video.
All right.
How would you load that on the bailiff system?
Smoke and mirrors, if I can actually get it to want to come up. Sorry, having some technical difficulties. Well, I'd like to show the video, but it seems my laptop locked up.
I'm going to minimize.
Maybe the defendant can give you a hand.
Does anybody here know anything about computers?
Hate when that happens. Give me 1 second. There we go. Why don't we come back to the video?
Okay, that's fine. It probably wasn't worth all the buildup anyway. Could you describe for the jury what we might have seen? This is like that Brady Bunch episode where Sidney didn't show up for the magic trick. Could you tell them what you might have seen?
And we will be able to show it, but what you might have seen was a bunch of people in Biz Zuckerson's house looking at a laptop through the laptop's webcam.
Okay. And then turn to Exhibit 6, please. Is your computer up for that, or is it just not coming up?
No, which one was Exhibit 6?
The slides.
The slides are on.
No, that's fine. Just read the slides. Oh, you don't even have a copy of them. All right. Could you describe the travails of live TV, right? Could you describe what Slide 6 basically?
Well, Slide 6, which were actually 3 slides, were 3 PowerPoint slides showing something called an evil plan for world domination.
Okay. Your Honor, in light of technical difficulties, we ask leave to display these at some later point.
We will suspend the rules of evidence at
That's
your
wonderful.
wish.
Okay, so let's turn back to the sequence of your investigation, Agent Stroker. So you have this email with the attachments. What did you do next?
Well, I analyzed the email headers. They included the IP address of the computer used to send the email.
And where did that IP address lead you?
It led me to Leet Coffee and Tea in Burbank, California.
Okay, so turning your binder to Exhibit 7.
Which I'm working on. Let's try this again.
Now is the song and dance part of the show.
Seriously.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
I can now show.
Let's skip the video. Skip the video, but here are the
Okay,
slides.
but I can show the evil slides taking over the world.
Okay.
I believe that's Pinky and the Brain. something for requirements for world domination, money, power, and stealth, and something with a guy named Dr. Evil.
Got it. Okay. And then we were on Exhibit 7, if you could please.
Right. So that was, this is the stipulation. I believe that you had worked out with the defense attorney showing we had executed a search warrant on Mr. Gob Bluth of Bluth Industries Internet Access, and he was able to provide us the IP information that led us to the Elite Coffee and Tea in Burbank.
Okay. And so this document is what helped you figure out where that IP address originated?
That is correct.
Okay. And so what did you do next?
Well, on February 27th, I visited the cafe.
And what happened during your visit?
Well, other than getting a very nice cappuccino, it looked like a dead end to me. The cafe didn't keep any logs of the people who used their computer. They also didn't accept credit cards. Guests paid with cash only.
And what did you do?
Well, I was about to leave when I suddenly noticed surveillance cameras on the wall.
So a cafe needed a video surveillance system?
I guess they must have read Miss Battaglia's handbook.
Gotcha, right. And so what did you do?
Well, I was surprised by that, and I explained that, I was surprised by that too. They explained that they had been having some laptop thefts recently, and so that's why they put the video surveillance system in.
So did you ask about the video surveillance system?
Well, I asked for a copy of the video recorded at the time the email message was sent. The owner was just so happy to help, provided me a burned DVD with the tape of the entire day.
Your Honor, we're happy that we didn't have time to take this video because it probably wouldn't work anyway. But I'd like you to look at Exhibit 8 and explain what you're looking at.
Well, and I'll show the jury in a second, but this is a still from the video taken that day, the minute after the email was sent. This is exactly how it appeared when I visited.
Okay, and what else interested you about the video that we will show the jury?
Well, only 2 customers were in the cafe at the time the message was sent. In fact, it was a slow day, and these were the only 2 customers in the cafe the entire day.
So, Your Honor, I'd ask leave to publish the photo to the jury.
Any objection? Nope. Yes, you may.
Okay. And so what did you do with this still?
Well, obviously, I showed the video to Mr. Zuckerson and Miss Battaglia and hoped they would recognize one of the 2 people on here.
And did they recognize?
Yes, they immediately recognized Weasel. Obviously, from this picture, you can tell this is exactly the defendant at the end of the table here.
Your Honor, if the record would reflect that the witness has identified the defendant as the person appearing
No,
in
the record shall reflect.
Okay. And so what did you do next?
Well, with this information, we got a search warrant to search Weasel's house.
When did that search occur?
February 28th.
So you were moving pretty quickly at this point.
Well, you know how we are at overreact. Never react, always overreact.
What happened next?
Well, we searched his house and we seized 5 computers. Well, at least we seized the 5 that were actually working. I think he said something about having 42.
Okay. And did you find anything on these computers?
Many things. First, we found copies of the code used in the exploit.
And so did you analyze the exploit?
Yes, and in my expert opinion, these are exact copies of the code Battaglia found on MyTwitFace's systems.
And what else did you find?
The computer had a Tor client installed.
So was there anything else?
Well, copies of the video and screenshots sent to the journalist. Again, a forensic comparison confirmed these were identical copies to those sent to the journalist.
Anything else?
Well, I analyzed the email messages stored on Weasel's computer. I found in Weasel's sent folder a copy of the message sent to the journalist with the attachments.
Seems like an implausibly good case you were building.
I'll tell you, we had overreact.
Okay. And what else did you find in the email account?
2 other pieces of email that seemed relevant to the case.
So, Your Honor, we'd like to turn to Exhibit 9 and 10. Perhaps to give Agent Stroker a break, we could have the defendant read from Exhibits 9 and 10.
Is there any possible objection of having your client actually read a piece of evidence to the jury?
Your Honor, I invoke Rule 23, which is the dramatic license rule.
Oh.
This would actually help us.
You get me every time with that.
Okay, so you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah,
What exactly am I supposed to be reading from
the
this?
entire
The
thing.
whole thing.
The whole thing. All right, my apologies. Even the headers, or
Why don't you skip to the body?
Skip to the good stuff.
skip to the bottom? Awesome, count me in. No, okay. Saw the news about Biz Zuckerson. Ouch. I always suspected bad things about his motives, but didn't expect things to be that bad. If you ask me, this will do great things for your membership roles. Enjoy the limelight. Social network privacy is sure to be a big topic of debate now. We'd love to have you. We'd love to have you give us a view of things, especially in light of the MyTwitFace fiasco. Can you come talk to Fred 2010? We'll cover all expenses and we'll pay you our usual $5,000 honorarium. John Jones, founder, Fred.
And then there's a response email.
Okay. John, awesome. Count me in.
Okay.
Weasel.
You seemed pained by that. Perhaps I should have the agent read the next email. Would you like that? Or do you want to read the next one? There's another one. Agent Stroker, why don't you read the next one?
I'll read it.
Okay.
From Weasel. Friends, users are up 75%. I continue to be amazed how many people are waking up and realizing the truth. We don't know exactly how many are female MTF users or how they came in from the press coverage, but one thing is for sure, everyone who works on this project owes a debt of gratitude to whoever leaked the horrible truth behind MyTwitFace. W. Would you like me to continue reading the rest of those, Mr. Rome?
Let me see what else is on here. No, I think that's okay. I think that's enough to get a flavor for that. Again, this will be published back for the jury. Okay, so you find all of this information on the defendant's computer. What do you do next?
Well, next thing we did was we obtained a warrant and arrested Weasel, and we read him his rights.
And did he say anything after you read him his rights?
Yes, he did. If I could turn to my report.
Okay.
He said, and I quote, "I did it. I spied on the CEO, but just to expose him for the privacy-hating nut job he is. I'm glad I did it. Now the world knows what he's really all about."
That seems like a great place to stop. It's your witness.
Stroker.
Agent Stroker, sir.
Agent Stroker, pardon me. I just have a few questions, just to make crystal clear. The video
Yes.
that we were unable to show to the jury of the party at Mr. Zuckerson's home, that video did not include any accompanying audio, did it?
No, it did not. It was silent, but you could definitely see people speaking, their mouths were moving.
But the video itself was silent.
The video was silent.
You did not discover any other audio recordings
No audio tracks
in
at
your
all.
search. Okay. My other question, Agent Stroker, what evidence did you uncover of the purported financial motive of my client?
Well, obviously those two emails showing the $5,000 honorarium he was getting and all the new users he was getting subscribed to his service.
But all of that happened after the exploit. What evidence do you have of my client's motivation prior to or during the exploit?
Well, understand, we at Overreact clearly look at pre and post motivation, and obviously those emails show motive.
Are you suggesting that my client formulated a motivation after the exploit, then went back in time, and thereby was motivated by things that happened after the act?
I would assume so. You're the attorney.
I just want to make very clear that, no, actually, I'll just leave it there. I think I've done enough. Thank you.
Mr. Rome, do you have any redirect?
One question. You're not actually saying that time travel was involved in this case, are you?
No, I'm not.
No further questions.
Anything more, Mr. Bankston, on time travel? Nothing further? Okay. You're excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Rome, do you have further witnesses?
No further witnesses, Your Honor.
Mr. Opsahl or Mr. Bankston, do you have anything you would like to present to the court at this time?
Yes, Your Honor. We would like to move to dismiss all claims pursuant to Federal Rule of Criminal Procedure 29 because the prosecution has failed to provide sufficient evidence to sustain a conviction. In particular, as to the wiretapping charge concerning the video of Mr. Zuckerson's party. As the prosecution's own witnesses made clear, the video was silent, without any audio recording accompanying it. And all of the federal circuit courts to consider the question have held that such silent video recording does not violate the wiretapping statute. Your Honor, Title III is amended by ECPA, the Electronic Communications Privacy Act, otherwise known as the Wiretap Act. Creates criminal and civil liability for the interception, in other words, the acquisition by a device, of any oral, with an O, wire or electronic communication without the consent of a party to that communication. Oral communications are essentially spoken words that are uttered by someone with an